This podcast is for support and inspiration only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or care team about what's right for you. Imagine finding out the person you loved was using you the whole time.
They were just using me so they can have somewhere to stay.
At 600 pounds, heartbroken, and just suffering from a miscarriage, Tanya said enough was enough.
I was very determined that the Tanya that I wanted to be was a Tanya that I would get.
Tune in and hear how Tanya reclaimed her power and how her story can help you reflect on yours.
We only get one life, and I wasted a good chunk of my life. And that's when I'm like, nah, not anymore.
We're going to dive right in, Tanya. So you have survived so much with your story. You've had abuse, you've had loss, you've gone through some very emotional things. Take us back to that lowest moment. What finally made you say something has to change?
I think it was a mixture of two things. I was going through a miscarriage, and it was just the most horrible time because I've always wanted to be a mom, and I never thought I would have the chance to be one. And then when I was going through that, I remember my partner at the time that I was with literally just said to me, yeah, you're going to do this alone. I can't do it. It's too hard for me. I was like, oh, okay. And then after that, I found out so much when I returned back to work after the miscarriage. We were sharing computers, and I worked from home. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm about to go to my hour lunch. Can I jump on the computer and play a couple of video games with my friends? He was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I had to sign into my stuff, and he forgot to sign himself out. And I pull it up, and I just see a whole bunch of stuff about them talking about me and saying, oh, I'm just with her for insurance, a roof over my head, for the car. She's a fat pig, like just horrible stuff. And I found out the 10 years that we were together that they were just using me so they can have somewhere to stay. And they never really cared for me. And I called my friend crying because I did everything for this person. They only had a job because of me. They had a car because of me. They obviously they had everything because of me, and that's why they stayed. So seeing that, I called her and I was like, hey, please come over, because there's been many times where they've tried to take me out of this world, and I was just scared that they were going to do something. But thankfully she came as fast as possible, and when I confronted them, they're like, oh, no, that's not true, and I was like, oh, really? Because it's all right here. And I showed them everything. I was like, I found everything, and like, you're still going to try to lie to me. And then that was like, I was like, all right, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. Like, we're done. I'm leaving you. I'll find somewhere to go, and I'm just going to start working on me, because I did it for 10 years with you. I let my health go. My depression got really bad with them, and I was just like, not anymore. And enough is enough.
So what changed within you during that moment? Was it like an internal battle within yourself, or was it like a loud emotional, like enough is enough? Explain that for us.
It was very loud. It was very loud inside me. I think my inner self was just like, you did everything for this person. I had my bags packed many times in that relationship, and I was like, well, what would they do without me? I was like, they would suffer. They have nowhere to go. And then I was like, okay, unpack my bags. 'Cause I felt bad for them. I was like, I don't want anything bad happening to them. And that's when I was just like, nah, it's about you, girl. Get it together, get out of this, work on you. 'Cause I wasn't doing too good. I was over 600 pounds. I mean, everyday tasks was just really hard for me. And I was like, that's it. Like, that was just like, it pushed me.
So losing your child is unimaginable. And coming from a male standpoint, I have had my significant other at the time had a miscarriage. So, I'm definitely sorry for your loss. How did that heartbreak affect your health, your mindset, and your will to want to survive when the doctor tells you, you just suffer from this?
Well, it took me days to process it. I remember I called the doctor's office a couple of times after they told me, and I was just like, did we have this conversation? Did I go in there? Did this really happen? They're like, yes, Miss Santiago, did this really happen? And then when I, came to it, I was like, so I can have kids. We figured that out. Like I can get pregnant. And I was just like, but me being the size I am, it's not going to go full term. So I
Mm,
have to do something. If I want to be a mom and I want to live in this world as long as I want to be, I need to get my crap together. Like, no more making excuses. No more saying, I'll do it later. I was really big on saying, I'll do it later. I'll start Monday. Like, my body knows, like, it's Monday. Like,
So did the grief make you feel like you were stuck in that moment, like you were frozen, or was
oh,
it the
yeah.
push you needed to move forward?
It had me stuck in that moment for a little bit. I think for maybe a good month or two, I was just I was very depressed. I wouldn't shower. I wouldn't go to work. I wouldn't even move out of my bed. It got that bad because I blamed myself. And I was like, I'm the reason why my child isn't here. I was like, I caused
mm,
this. If I took better care of my health, if I wasn't where I was in life, I would have probably brought the child full term and I would have my kid here. So for 2 months, it was like that. And then what really, not only the miscarriage that helped me, another thing was like just even getting out of bed. Like, you're laying down in bed and just getting up, sitting up in that bed was just a mission for me. I was huffing and
mm,
puffing. I was like, that's not okay. Like, I should be doing that when I'm like running a mile, like for a very long time. Like, and that was just like,
mm-hmm.
okay, I can't even take out my trash. I can't even do my dishes without sitting down. Like, I can't do everyday things. And that's just not okay.
So did that pain become a part of your strength to this day?
Oh, yeah. Not only the miscarriage, but all the trauma that I went through in my past, just like growing up and the family trauma and just the trauma from my ex. Use that every day, even when I'm in the gym. Like, I have really bad PTSD from all the trauma that I've been through, and like certain sounds, certain smells, and like certain songs would trigger it. So when I'm in the gym, sometimes I'll use that music to push me even more. Because sometimes I
Mm.
do have those days where I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be here. I'm tired. But I turn that song on, or I'm just like, no, Tanya, keep going, keep going. Because if you don't, you're going to follow into those bad habits again. And then you're going to be right back at that one girl that was just miserable.
So when you first started your weight loss journey, it wasn't in the gym. It was borrowing space from people, a pool, eating food bank meals. What was that season of your life like?
That was basically just me trying to have survival skills, basically. It was very interesting because I've never been that down low before. And for 10 years, all I've known was living in my own place, having my partner there, having my pets, just doing my everyday routine. But now I'm in somebody else's stomping grounds. It's not my place. I'm isolated in one little room, but I do have access to, everything else. But it was just weird. It was me and my cat and whatever I could bring with me. So starting over again was definitely very strange. It was a very awkward time for me, and especially not being able to afford the proper foods that I needed or just stuff like that. So going to the food bank made me feel a little weird. But trying to get adjusted to that was just like, oh, okay. But eventually it started to feel like a normal routine after I kept doing it.
So with all of that going on, what made you decide, okay, now I'm gonna lose weight too? Because that's a
Because now it's
journey in
about me.
itself.
Right. Because now I'm like, I don't have them anymore. Like, so what's my excuse? I was the
Hmm.
person that always made excuses. Like, that was my thing. It's giving up and making excuses. My two main things I've always done. But I was like, you know what? No, I can't sit here and be like, oh, I want to be that woman. Because I've always wanted to be that girl that was in the gym, the girl that had a nice body, who was bodybuilding and doing all that. I've always wanted to be that girl. And I grew up with people that I went to school with that achieved that. And I was like, oh, I'm so jealous. You know, they look amazing. I want to be that person. I was like, but now is the time. I don't have anybody holding me back anymore. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure I walk every single day. I did not miss a day. I walked every day. And then when it was the spring/summertime, we had a pool, thankfully. And, you know, exercises were hard on me. I was over 600
Mm-hmm.
pounds. You know, my knees couldn't take it. My feet couldn't take it for that long. My back couldn't take it. So I was like, we're weightless in a pool. This would be perfect. So I would look up exercises to do inside of a pool. And I was in the pool for like maybe, I'm telling you, hours every
Mm.
single day. So not only did I walk, but I was in the pool. And then I didn't, the food bank couldn't give you, you know, the proper nutrition you needed. It's whatever they got. So I decided, I was like, okay, well, if I can't get the low carb stuff like that I want to do, then I'm just going to make do with what I got and eat way less than what I would.
Wow. What kept you going? Like, even when no one was watching, what kept you saying, I'm going to keep doing this?
What kept me going was my kid, that kid that I would have had, and the future kids that I can have. And I did not want to see that old person anymore. I didn't. I hated the old Tanya. And I was very determined that the Tanya that I wanted to be was a Tanya that I would get.
So it's very much eternal.
So, just as you're making progress, you were told that your fatty liver disease was progressing towards cancer. What
Yeah.
went through your mind at that time?
My honest reaction was like, well, it runs in my family, so I'm not surprised. So that's what I said. And they're like, yeah, because I'm the type of person that would, you know, I try to make a good time out of like anything. I'm just, oh, well, here's a joke. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, haha, that's funny. But no, but seriously, let's get down to business. They're like, you're doing great. You're losing a lot of weight. And we're very shocked and we're surprised. But it's not fast enough in order for your liver to, you know, take it. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, I've heard horror stories about, you know, getting the bariatric surgery. Is like, I'm doing it on my own. I was like, I feel very confident that I'll continue to do it. They're like, yeah, no, we're confident too, but it's going pretty fast. They're like, we're gonna refer you to a bariatric surgeon. Let's see what they say. So when I went, the doctor was like, you have two options here. Well, three options. You could do either surgery, the sleeve or the bypass, or you cannot do any surgery and keep continuing doing what you're doing and potentially not be here anymore. Because this surgery is going to help you lose the weight a lot faster than what you're losing it now. So I went home and I sat down and I really thought about it. I worked this hard to be able to get healthy for my child. Why jeopardize that? Hopefully a miracle happens. Like, no, do it while you can, while you're at work and your insurance can cover it. Because if, you know, something happened with my job and then I didn't take it, then it would have been bad.
And how much had you lost on your own at this point?
Over 250 on my own.
Wow.
And it still wasn't enough.
Not enough for my liver, no. But they did tell me that my liver would never go back to normal. It would never. But what it would do, it would help delay what's going on with it. But they said later on in my life, I will eventually feel it. But right now, it's okay right now. Way better than it was before.
So, did you feel like your hard work was unraveling, or did you feel like this was just a test at the current time?
I don't think either. I just feel like the universe was saying, yeah, Tanya, you're doing a good job, but like serious health things are happening and you just need like a kickstart to like forward you, like just to put you forward. Like, you know how when you're playing Mario Kart and you have to hit that little, you know, power thing to shoot you to get you like in the first place. You know what I'm talking about? If you guys are gamers.
Yeah.
I felt like life was, I felt like life was just like, yeah, you're getting there, but we need to launch you.
Right.
So I feel like that's what that was. And I very much educated myself with the bariatric community. And it's great, you know, when they set you up with that stuff, they give you support groups, you get counseling, you get these people that you get to talk to that experience like same things or different things too. Like I went full on in a research with it. And they try to tell you like, hey, this is not like an easy fix. Like it's not going to be like, oh, hey, you're going to be a super skinny model for the rest of your life. It's just a temporary tool to shrink your stomach for a bit. That way you could develop a healthy relationship with food, but you got to do the same thing you're doing now. And I was like, oh, I know. He's like, but you are definitely going to be my poster child. He's like, because you've done over 250 pounds on your own and you're continuing. He's like, I know you're going to do amazing things. I sure hope so, because I'm not playing around.
Yeah. If this is hitting home, go ahead and follow the show. And if you haven't already, join the Facebook group, Bariatric Paths, Your Journey, Your Tribe. You can also sign up for the email list at bariatricpaths.com for updates and event info. So you went from surviving to thriving and becoming a fitness, wellness, and nutrition coach in training. And I know to go from 600 pounds and now training other people to be fitness is like, whew, that's a completely 180 for you. So,
Oh, yeah.
what inspired that evolution? Because to me, it seems like the weight loss would have been enough, but you went further. I'm like, I'm gonna teach y'all how to do it too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've always wanted to help people. So that was my thing. Like, I'm the type of person that's like, oh, I don't really care about myself. I care about you. It's like what I got going on is on the back burner. What's going on with you, baby? Like let's figure it out. Like I'm that type of person that is here to help others. Helping others gain their life back by losing weight and developing a healthy relationship with food. Because I was the girl that always watched these people lose weight. And I was like, oh man, that could never be me. I was like, that's amazing.
Mhm.
You go, girl. But also like, dang, why can't that be me? I never had people to be like, you can do it, you could do it. When I tell you, I grew up in a very toxic environment. It was always like, oh no. It was always a no, 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 can't, won't. Not, oh, you can, you will, and you will, like would.
Mhm.
It was never that. So learning how to do that by myself, I feel it gives me so much power and so much strength to be able to teach somebody else how to do that. And me being able to do that for somebody else and giving them that hope and that courage and that fight and that willpower just makes me so happy, because I wish I would have had that for me, because I would have done it a lot sooner. Because baby, now I'm in my 30s. I'm like, whew, where did my 20s go? They're gone now. Like, right? Like, but you know what? I'm
We're
living my
just getting
20s and my
started.
30s. That's what my fiance says. He's like, baby, you're just getting started. I was like, but my legs, I feel so old.
Because it sounds like, helping others was a natural next step, but it sounds like it was also a healing one for you.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Definitely. Well, through all of this was a healing process, and I'm still healing. It's gonna always be an ongoing journey. It's never gonna be an end point when it comes to that. And that's why when I tell people when they reach out to me, I was like, this is gonna be a messy, hard, best, amazing journey that you'll ever go on. And it's gonna be dark at sometimes, you're gonna want to give up. I was like, but you got to be like, why am I doing this? A lot of people that reach out to me have children. I'm like, there you go. There's a good thing. You want to see your kid graduate, right? You want to be able to run in the park with your kid. You want to be able to ride those rides with your kids, right? And then be able to just participate in anything with them. That way you can have that bonding moment. That's your why. And if that's not your why, you should be your why. We only get one life. We only get one life. And I wasted a good chunk of my life. And that's now I'm like, nah, not anymore. I'm not gonna waste my life no more. I'm gonna keep going. I set goals for myself all the time. Once I hit that goal, I set another one. But you don't want to set too many at once, because then it's not realistic. You're not gonna hit all those goals at once.
So when did you realize this is my calling? Was it at the weight loss? Was it after you were helping others? Like, at what point did you say, like, okay, this is my destiny?
I think about a year ago. When I was in the medical assisting, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. And then I started posting a little bit more on social media, and people would reach out to me and be like, oh, wow, you're inspiring. I'm like, me? I was like, well, why? And then it would be like, you're doing the damn thing. Like, well, I don't know if I could say it, the dang thing. Sorry. You're doing the dang thing. Like, you lost all this weight, and you keep going. And I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, I really am inspiring people. And then I'd have people that I went to school with reach out to me randomly. Like, I don't even know that they're watching me. And I think I had two this week, actually. And one of them was somebody that wasn't that good to me back in those high school days, but they reached out to me and they're like, you know what? You're doing it. And they're like, I'm so proud of you. I've been watching your story and you're amazing. You're very inspiring. Keep it up. You're the reason why I'm going to the gym. Like, hearing that you're the reason why that I do this is an amazing feeling.
But you said something I want to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
So you said an old person from high school that was like, let's just say a bully. And if
Mhm.
bully's not the correct word, we can lower it down. But I'm just going to start at bully, right?
There
How
Sorry.
does
Okay.
how does that make you feel with them not treating you so well back then, but when they tell you that they're proud of you now, how does that differ from someone that you're actually motivating versus someone who made you feel like you were in the dumps in high school?
Oh, it made me feel amazing because they didn't have any hope for me at one point. They're just like, oh yeah, this girl, she ain't gonna be nothing. She's gonna be like big the rest of her life, like just trash. But it hits different because that person didn't have any hope for me. They always thought that I was gonna be at my lowest. So I was just like, yeah, now look at me, but also thank you. That means the world to me because I like proving people wrong. It's a good feeling. It's just like, yeah, you thought, no.
Do you feel like it was genuine? Because I mean, you would have to take some humble pie to be like, oh my gosh, I was a
Right.
jerk to you, but you look good. I wasn't a bully, but I probably would just watch from a distance and never even reach out.
Right. No, me too. Like if I was a bully too, I would be like, oh no, I'm too embarrassed to reach out because look at her. She's doing the damn
Yeah.
thing now. But I think a lot of them are very genuine because they stay in contact with me. They do. And it's just I don't know, I'm very empathetic and I can feel other people's emotion. So I didn't feel any malice from those messages. But even if they did mean it in an ill intent way, but baby, you're still watching me. Like,
Watch out.
like you're still watching me. Like I'm still on your mind. I'm still on your feed. Like that's just my mindset with it. But it's not gonna stop me from posting because I inspire other people.
How did bodybuilding enter your life and what does it represent for you now?
So I always wanted to be a bodybuilder. Like my dad and I would always sit down and watch WWE, any wrestling thing. I was a tomboy, still am. I wasn't like, oh, give me those heels and dresses and shoes and pink and makeup. I was like, no, I want a BMX bike. I want skates. I want to go make mud pies, climb trees. Like I was very, very tomboyish. And my dad loved it because he always wanted a boy. Um, but when I finally got down to my goal weight, I was like, now is the time to kick it into overdrive and focus on my muscles and actually become that woman I want to be.
I love it though. Like, it's like I'm Superwoman now. Seeing
Someone
your
called me that
content.
the other day.
Yeah.
Right. And I
Seeing
was
your
just like,
content and you're like lifting those weights. I'm like, you go, girl. Like,
yeah.
what?
I love it. It just triggers something in my brain. I don't know what it is. I'm not a doctor, but it feels so good to go to the gym and lift up those weights. And like after I'm done, I'm like, whoo, I feel amazing. And then I'm like,
Feel the
oh,
burn.
right. And I'm just like, now I'm sad because literally when I leave the gym, all I think about is going back to the gym.
Oh wow.
That's literally all I think about. The gym, 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 gym. Like my coach, I have a coach, and she's like, girl, you need to stop. You're gonna hurt yourself. You need to have 2 rest days. She's like, you can have active rest days, but don't lift weights. I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, I'll try.
Yeah.
But like when I go to the gym on my active rest days, I'm looking like all these at these bodybuilders. I'm like
I could do
scratching, like, I need to lift a weight. Just one.
that.
And they're like, no.
So, what advice would you give to someone who feels completely lost, like they'll never be strong or confident again?
Honestly, I feel like not only please get therapy because that will help a lot. Like I went through therapy. If we're meant to be here and we deserve to be happy, and we can only do that for ourselves. No one else can. And I think people forget that they rely on other things to help them, but it's us. We got to help ourselves because at the end of the day, all we have is us. No one else. Like if my fiance wasn't here, my parents weren't here, my best friend wasn't here, who do I have? Me.
Mm.
So I have to push myself, and like I tell people, it's gonna be hard. Nothing in life is easy. If it was, we would have everything. But that's what makes it feel a lot better is when you worked really hard to earn it.
What would you say to the version of yourself that felt like that at one point?
Baby, it is gonna be okay. Keep pushing. Keep working hard. Keep doing what you're doing. And don't look at everybody else's success. And that was my big thing when I first started was going off of other people's, especially during the bariatric communities. You look at everybody else's, oh, I lost this much weight. And you're like, what? I only lost like 2 pounds. Like, or I didn't throw up eating this. Like, what do you mean? I'm over here like having the really bad like vomiting where it's just stuck. Like, I'm like, do not compare yourself to other people because everybody's body is different. Everyone goes through things differently. Yeah, you might have some similar things with somebody else, but it's never going to be the same. And that's where I messed up. And I got very depressed. And I think it was like the first couple months after my surgery because I was beating myself up so badly and I couldn't understand why. And then I realized I'm like, why am I comparing myself to Joe Smo? I don't, first of all, I don't even know this person. Second of all, they're different.
What has been your most powerful non-scale victory so far?
Can I say two?
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. We
uh,
got time.
yeah, okay. My first one was not needing a seatbelt extender on an airplane. That was,
That's
I
a
was
big
just
one.
like, right? I was so nervous. I've never been on a plane before, mind you, okay? Because if it's in the air, I'm not going to be in it. But
Mhm.
but I sat down. I was freaking out. I had the hot sweats. Like if you were looking close, you would see the sweat dropping down my face. I was like, okay, moment of truth now. So when I did it, I was like, okay, you ready? And I was like, okay, yes, queen, you did that. And then and then my other one is going down sizes and
Mm.
clothing. Like I do not keep a scale in my house because I already know that it's gonna mess with my brain, especially since I'm a bodybuilder, because my weight's just gonna keep going like this because I'm losing fat, gaining
But
muscle,
gaining muscle, yeah.
and muscle weighs more. So get that out of here because I know it's gonna make me spiral and I'm not trying to do anything to set me back because I don't play about my gains.
Mm. So, what was your size before and what are you now?
Oh, my starting size was a 7X. Now I'm
Mm.
in a small medium, depending who makes the clothing.
Period.
Yeah, right? I was like a
Period.
small and medium is wild to me.
Did you have skin removal?
I had my first session last March and I recently actually went out to Beverly Hills to meet the
Mm.
most amazing surgeon. I'm telling you, he shouldn't even be called a surgeon. He should be called a miracle worker because that man does miracles. And I was like, I need to book you right
Yeah.
now. And then when I went there, I was like, so we're doing this tomorrow, right? And he laughed. He's like, no. So I was like, oh, so right now. He's like, no. Hopefully I'll be booking with him in the future because he showed me what I'll look like. And baby, I am snatched to the gods.
I
And
know
I
that's
can't
right.
wait, right? And I can't wait to wear a bikini one day. I don't care what
Mm.
scars I have. I'll get those tattooed later, okay? But what I care about is feeling comfortable And not having all the skin, because when I do leg presses and I'm at the gym, I'm just like, can you get out the way? Like, it's just there. Like, I need you
Okay,
to move.
that is so realistic because I've started doing Pilates, and there's
Mm.
nothing more annoying when I'm laying there on all fours and I'm lifting that leg back, and all I see is the dangling thigh underneath. I'm like, you know what? I finally can lift the leg, and it looked like this.
I'm saying, I'm just like, okay, like this is what we're not gonna do. You're
Just
not gonna,
swinging.
right? It's just going. I'm like, okay, but and then plus, I would I would fit in a smaller pants because I was super
Yeah, you
top
would be even smaller. Yeah.
Right. I was super top heavy. So you can imagine all the skin I have, in my upper region. And I'm just like, I need this to go. I told him, I was like, I don't care about my thighs right now, boy. I was like, I need this. I need this to go. Like it's in the way, it's got a lot, especially before I had my back one done. Cause when my first session was my back and my breast lift, I had so much on my back, and I would like couldn't even sit down properly because I would like sit on it and it would be so uncomfortable. And then when I lay down in bed, I'm like, ugh, like I'm sitting on my own skin. But then now I don't even feel that anymore. There's still a little bit there. That one surgeon I just saw said he would fix everything that she did. But it's just like, get it off. It's annoying. It's in the way. Okay.
So, for someone who survived it all, the domestic violence, struggling with your weight, being sharing spaces with everyone in food banks, all of that, what message do you have for someone who could be going through some of those things right now?
Ooh, I know it sounds cliche. I know it really does. But eventually things will get better if we put things into motion. Like I said before, like I stayed in there because I was scared. I didn't know what they were going to do to me. But if we reach out to the right resources, say that someone that is in a domestic relationship right now is listening, please seek out for help because you can leave that. No one, and I mean no one, should ever suffer like that. And it's not okay. We're all human, and this world is scary. It's not a nice world, and the last thing that we need is to stay trapped into something like that. But definitely reach out to your resources for sure. Get out of that and live for you, baby. Nobody else. Live for you. But need people to realize that we really only do have one life only, and we need to do whatever we can to live it to the fullest and work very
It
hard.
was a pleasure meeting you, Tanya.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys, honestly, for reaching out to me. It was an honor to be on this podcast and to speak with you guys and just to even meet you.
Yes, like your story was just so inspiring. I was so happy that you said yes because I felt
Of
like
course.
these are the stories we want to share. Like life happens, and I wanted to share stories that highlight that even if you're going through hell right now, there's still a way. It's still not over or just hopeless. Like you can do it too. You don't have to have the surgeons. You don't have to have the gyms because you lost 250 pounds without any of that at first. So it can be done. You just, like you said, it's a you thing. You have to decide. And I'm so glad that you came. So one last thing before you leave, we always do a my journey, my business moment where we ask our guests, what is something that you do that may not be according to the rule book or part of status quo, but it's something that you do for you and it works for your journey, so you gonna do it. So what moment would you like to share with our audience?
I guess I secretly, and I'm not supposed to do it yet because I'm not fully trained, but I secretly still kind of help people train in the gym. I'm just like, just watch what I'm doing. Like, I legally cannot train you because if you get hurt, then it's on me. I was like, but just watch what I do. Like, oh no, fix your form, fix your form. I'm like, but don't listen to me. But fix your form. Like, yep, you're doing this right. Because that's like people will come up to me because obviously you could see my extra skin just dangling there like I'm a freaking turkey on a platter. But they're like, how much weight did you
But you
lose? And I'm
still look
just,
good even with the extra skin though. Like
thank you.
you still like when I'm looking at your bodybuilding, you still look really good.
Aw,
Like you see the
I
muscles popping and
better.
everything.
People tell me that. I'm like, I better with all the hard work I put in. Like, listen, my friend, I'm at the gym for 3 hours a day. I come home, I hurry up and get ready for work. I go to work on my feet because I work retail. I'm never sitting down. Even when I have to take my lunch, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna eat a little bit. And I know I should eat more. I'm so bad at it. But I'm like, oh, no, cardio. I run around the building, well, the mall. I'm like, oh, what can I spend my money on? And I'm like, oh, swipe, 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 walk, walk, walk. And they're just like, do you ever just chill? I'm like, yeah, when I'm sleeping.
Well, thank you again, Tanya. Where can people connect with you if they want to continue following your journey and, reach out to you maybe for some advice, legal advice as a coach?
Yeah, soon, hopefully very, very soon. I'm more active on my Instagram. So it's Tanya Got Fit, and it's TANIA and then Got Fit. And I try my best to answer every single one that does send me a message, because that is important to me, that I reach out. Even if it's say, hey, I got your message, give me a couple seconds to respond and I'll come back to you because I want to help you.
Thank you. And we will definitely put all of that inside of the show notes. So if you're interested, we'll make sure you guys get connected. But thank you again, Tanya. This has been beautiful. You deliver your story so well. So I appreciate that.
Thank you guys again.
Before you go, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button and share this with someone walking their own path. Join the Facebook group, Bariatric Paths, Your Journey, Your Tribe, and sign up at bariatricpaths.com to get all the details of upcoming events, support, and more. We're in this together. Go out there and crush it. This podcast is for support and inspiration only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or care team about what's right for you.